Hi, my name is Abhishek and I am the founder of January Analytics. So today I bring you one of the finest way to transform your data into an insightful report integrated with dynamic KPIs and multi-dimension visuals designed using advanced calculated fields and parameters in Tableau Desktop. So let me show you what I mean.
Here is my regional sales report built using sample Superstore dataset. Since this dataset is having 5 years of data, hence I have set all the metrics based on the selected period, which I call as current month, and for the trend lines I have used time intelligence calculations to showcase the rolling 13 months of data. Let me tell you what I mean. Let's say the selected period here is November 2017. So my current month is showing November 2017. Now all these KPIs, which are total sales, total profit, profit percentage and total orders, are set as per the current month values. Now, and as per that, it is showing me the month over month and year over year indicators. Now coming to the rolling 13 months of data, so since my current month is set to November 2017, so my 13 months of data will start from November 26 till November 2017. And in this trend line, it is showing the minimum value and the maximum value. So for each metric and KPI, I can see over the trend of 13 months in which month I have the maximum value and in which month I have the minimum. Seems cool, right? Let's move ahead. Then we can see how these metrics drive into various stratifications such as overview by region, which comprises of sales in each region with their month over month indicator and the profit. On hover, I can see the same detail which I can see here as text. Moving forward, we can see sales by segment, sales by ship mode, sales by category, and the color coding over here is shown based on the performance with respect to the previous month. For instance, if I see in the visual sales by segment, the blue color shows the performance is better than the previous month. That we can see on hover also. Let's see, on hovering on corporate, we can see the sales is $44,644, which is 79.5% better with respect to the previous month. And if I hover on the home office, it is showing the red color, which means the sales is $24,014, which is minus 19.2% with respect to the previous month. And these bars are nothing but only the previous month value, right? So we just can hover and see what is the previous month. Then on the right hand side, we can see the dynamic scatter plot. So this scatter plot is showing us the sales versus profit by state, and these bubbles are the states. And on hover, we can see what's the sales, what's the profit, and what's the profit percentage into that particular state. Now let's say if the business wants to see the sales versus profit with respect to city, so we simply go to the level filter and select city from here, and all these states will get changed to the city. Now we can at city level what is happening. These orange lines are nothing but the average for the sales and profit. Now let's change it to state only. Now let's say the business wants to see sales versus orders. So simply on the y-axis, if I select orders, so my visual will get changed to sales versus order by state. So now all these bubbles and the values are showing us the comparison between the sales and the orders. New York is the state which is having the highest sales and the highest number of orders, and on hover we can see the profit percent as well. Cool, right? Similarly, we can change the x-axis also. So if the business say they want to see the profit versus orders, we can change the x-axis and the y-axis, and the scatter plot will get changed dynamically based on the selection. Now moving to the bottom right chart, which is showing us the customer details. So here I can see the customer name, state, city, subcategory, the sales, profit, and the profit with respect to the particular customer. And on hover I can see the complete detail of the order, the customer, order ID, region, state, city, subcategory, product name. Then I can see the orders, I can see the average ship to date, sales, discount, profit. And since we are seeing the sales by these various stratifications, I can switch the matrix from sales to profit by simply going to the select measure filter here on the top right. And if I select profit, now all my these visuals will get changed based on the profit, and similarly the title will also get changed: the profit by segment, the profit by ship mode, the profit by category. And the color coding is also done as I have explained you. The blue color means better than the previous month, red color means poor than the previous, right? Similarly, we can see the orders also with respect to each stratification, so everything gets changed. At that dynamic level, this dashboard has built. Now let's say how we can drill into this particular dashboard. I can see in the month of November, central region is having the negative profit margin percentage, right? So if I select to this central region, I can see which particular stratification is good and which particular stratification is bad. Now if I see sales by category, so the sales is $4,000, which is almost 2% less than the previous month. And if I select the technology, I can see which are the states which are basically resulting the profit margin as negative, right? So I can see the Ohio is the state which is having the negative profit and the negative profit margin, and Arizona is also having the negative profit and the negative profit margin. If I want to see which are the subcategories into this technology which are resulting into the poor performance, so I can see this machines is the subcategory which is having minus $4,496 as profit, and which is minus 38.2% as profit. So if I select this particular dot from here, I can see the customer details. So now this particular customer have done the sales of have given us the sales of $8,000, but the profit is minus $3,840, which is minus 48, right? So this way we can see or we can drill from region to the product level. Interesting, right? Now going back to the full mode of the dashboard, now we can also change the period. So the selected period is November 2017. We can simply select the period from here. Now the selected period is October 2017, and the month also get changed, and all these metrics and all these visuals also get changed with respect to the select. So we can simply go back and see which particular month we want to see. So now let's roll up your sleeves. We are going to build this dashboard from scratch. So I'll see you in Tableau Public. So here is our Tableau Public. Let's connect to the data source, which is the XLS file in our case. I will attach this link to the video description so you can download it and use it. Drag the 3 sheets to the data source pane. It will automatically build the relationship. You can hover and see the relationship. Go to sheet 1. So now first come first, we have to restrict the data to the rolling 13 months. So how to do that? Step 1, create a calculated field showing the max date, and max date we will use the fixed LOD. Order date, apply OK. So this is our max date. Now just go to the order date, create the custom date, select months, select date value, click OK. Now right click on this order date months, create a parameter, just name it order date months parameter. Date format should be month year, and we will value when workbook open should be the max date. The max value is not in this parameter range. Okay, we will see that. Just keep it as it is. Change the step size to month and click OK. So now if we right click and again see it, you will see it found that max date, right? So the error has gone automatically. So click OK. Now just right click and show parameter. So now here we can see our parameter, right? We can just select whatever we want. Now we have to create the rolling 13 months. So for that, rolling 13 months. So for that we have to use the formula date diff, date part month, start date will be the order date, and date will be the parameter which we just created, is greater than equal to 12, right? And date diff month, because we have to take the first month also, right? Order date comma order date months parameter is equal to 0. From 0 to 12 we have to take, right? So let's do it like greater than 0 and less than equal to 12. Greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 12. Okay. Now it's showing the true false. Let's check it if we are seeing the right thing. Drag this here, change it to discrete. So now rolling 13 months, drag it to the filter shelf and select true, apply OK. You see December 2017 to December 2016. Now if I change the period from here, November 2017 to November 2016. So now we are seeing the rolling 13 months, right? So this is what we need. Perfect. So now let's create a
if I go back to my dashboard, so we will create these KPIs: total sales, total profit, profit percentage, and the total orders, and these will be based on the selected period. So if it's December, then these should be of the December reference only, right? And similarly, the trend lines we have to build with the highest and the lowest value. So for that, let's again open this. Now let's create the KPI first. Current month sales. So to create that, we have to create the current month sales. Current month sales calculated field. If same date diff formula we will use, month, order date, then comes the parameter is equal to 0, then give me sales end, right? Apply OK. So here we get the current month sales. So just drag it here and entire view, format, align it like this, and font size, let's keep the font size as 14 and keep it bold. Apply OK. And currency should be United States, 0 decimal place. Perfect. Now we have to create the month over month and year over year indicators. So to create that, what we need to do is create a calculated field, previous month sales, if date diff month part, order date, comma, parameter is equal to 0. Sorry, not is equal to 0 because this is previous month. So the difference will be 1. Then give me sales end. So this will be the previous month sales, the format, and let's do the default settings first. Currency and 0 decimal place. Okay, so this is the previous month sales. Now MOM sales change, which will be current month sales minus previous month sales, and we have to use sum of current month sales minus sum of previous month sales divided by sum of previous month sales, right? Okay, and this default properties will be percentage. Keep it to 1 decimal place, right? That's fine. Now drag these MOM change, current month and the previous month. Now we have to build the arrow indicators. So to build the arrow indicators, what we have to do is we have to simply go to the Google and write geometrical shapes Xcode, and you can click this Wikipedia, and here you can simply, for the up arrow use this, and for the down arrow use this one. So I just copy this and go back to my dashboard. I create here one calculated field, positive MOM sales change. If MOM sales change is greater than 0, then in double quotes up arrow and use greater than equal to 0, and apply OK. Just duplicate it, rename it, negative change sales, MOM sales change will be less than 0, and we have to remove this up arrow and use the down arrow, this one. Just copy it, go back to the dashboard, paste it, apply OK. So now we get the indicators as well. So now what we have to do, just press the CTRL and select MOM sales change, negative and positive MOM sales change, and drag these to the text. Here we are seeing the very high value, right? This, which is not right. So something is wrong with our MOM sales change calculation. So edit it, OK. Just apply OK. Yeah. I just put the brackets outside the sum of current month sales minus sum of previous month sales. I just put the big bracket, nothing else I did. Now just go to the text, paste here, cut and paste here, and cut and paste here, versus PM. So this will reduce the font size to 9. Let's do the color coding. Positive I will give green, negative I will give red, apply
Okay, see, so the November sales is 118,448, which is 52.3% higher than the previous month. If I change it to, let's say, December, so it is 83,000, which is 29.2% less than the previous month. So our calculations are perfect. Now the same way we have to build for the year over year. So what I will do is, current month sales, I'll just duplicate it and change it to the current year sales. So the current year sales formula will be same, so I'll just rename it current year sales. Current year sales means the month which is selected in the current year, so that is current month sales, which is same as the current month. So current year sales, perfect. Now duplicate the previous month sales, duplicate it, edit it. So here will be 12 and this will be the previous year, because I have to go to the same period last year. If I am in December 2017, then I have to go to December 2016, just 12 months back. So that's why I use 12 here. So this is our previous year sales. Apply OK. Now in the MOM sales change, I will duplicate it, edit it, YOY sales change, instead of month use my year as the calculated field, year, similarly here. Apply OK. So I have got the year. Now I will create the indicators. Negative sales change indicator, edit, duplicate and edit. So name it as YOY, and then YOY, apply OK. Similarly the positive one, duplicate, edit, YOY, then here also YOY, up arrow, that's fine. Okay, now select these negative, positive and year over year sales change to the text. Just select, click on the text, align these, versus previous year. So this will be bold, this will be green, this will be red. Apply OK. See, I change the parameter, so these will get perfect. We do not want tooltip in this because is sufficient information here. Now one more thing we have to do is title. I'll use total sales and use gray, then keep it bold. Total sales, perfect. Just hide it from here, title. Now this way I have to build rest of the indicators as well. So I'll just duplicate it,
let's say profit. So for profit I have to create profit calculated fields. So duplicate these, edit, profit, and previous it. Okay, profit, apply. Okay, previous month profit and the profit change. Which will be profit, previous month profit divided by previous month profit, apply. Okay, similarly the indicators, indicate, profit, oops, sales profit, sorry, just change the name, profit change, not sales profit. Profit change. Okay, edit, profit change, apply. Okay, उसके बाद then we have to do YOY profit change, not now YOY profit change, and the positive MOM profit change. Duplicate it, edit it, just change in here, profit change, right? Now similarly for the year over year, so current year sales, duplicate it, edit, current year profit, similarly the previous year profit. Done. Then the YOY profit change, Now simply drag these. Let profit, so current month profit will be here. Change these default properties, the United States, custom 0 decimal. Okay, now sales change, profit change over here, then the negative OM profit change here, positive M1 here, then the YOY profit change, remove this bracket from. Now YOY profit change here, and we haven't built the YOY indicators, right? Just create those indicators as well. YOY profit change, YOY profit. Okay. So negative YOY profit changed over to negative YOY sales, and positive YOY profit change over to positive YOY sales change. So this way, if you go to the text, you see all the values are being replaced, right? Just give the name, total profit. Okay. This will also change by section or selected period. Similarly, do for the profit percentage. So now for profit percentage, just duplicate this file. Now let's create a current month profit percentage first. Profit percentage is just profit margin. So that will be total. Just do the summation of this and divided by copy. Just do the copy, paste here and change it to sales. And that too we have to do for the current month. Or there is one more way. Sum of current month profit divided by sum of current month sales. Apply. Okay. So that will be the current month profit percentage. Number format will be the percentage to 1 decimal place. Let's check if we are right. Yeah, 8 point. Perfect. Back here. Now duplicate it, edit, previous month profit percentage, remove current to the previous, previous month profit divided by previous month sales, apply OK. Okay, now MOM profit percentage change, so that will be current month profit percentage minus previous month profit percentage divided by previous month profit percentage, apply OK. Okay, now similarly go for year over year. Current year profit percentage, merely previous year profit percentage, YOY profit percentage change, apply OK. Now the indicators, profit percentage change. Then we have to similarly build the positive MOM profit percentage change. Just click OK. Positive MOM percentage, not MOM, YOY percentage change. Now here will be YOY. Profit percentage change is greater than 0. Apply. Okay. Did something wrong. Let's undo this. Creative. You have to create MOM, right? You have to create YOY. This is a little bit confusing because as calculations increase, you will be a little bit confused. YOY, profit percentage. Okay. So this is negative YOY profit percentage change. Now we have to create a positive YOY profit percentage change. Duplicate it, edit it, profit percentage change. Okay. Positive YOY percentage change, negative YOY percentage. Duplicate it, edit it, profit percentage. Profit percentage change less than 0. Okay. Now positive profit percentage. Okay. Now simply write here profit percentage and we will see all the calculations here. So the current month profit percentage here, then the MOM profit change, profit percentage change here, then negative MOM profit change, so negative MOM profit percentage change, then positive MOM profit percentage change, negative YOY profit percentage change, then positive YOY profit percentage change, YOY profit percentage, just total profit percentage. Okay. Now just do as profit percentage. So duplicate it. There will be orders. For orders, let's create the current orders. Current month order, give me quantity, which is the order quantity. Similarly, the previous month order, this quantity. Now the MOM orders change. Now MOM orders change, default properties, for format, percentage, okay. Similarly, YOY, so the current orders will be equal to the current year orders. So that's fine. Now the previous month order, we have to create the previous year orders. Well, that's fine. Like okay. Now the YOY, duplicate, edit, orders, now the indicators. Let's create the MOM indicator first for orders. Pardon my voice. Negative MOM orders change. Similarly, positive MOM orders change. Then comes the YOY. So positive YOY orders change. YOY orders change greater than 0. Positive. And negative YOY this YOY orders change less than 0. Apply OK. Now simply write order, just drag and drop current orders here. So the current month orders will be per number without decimal, and then comes the order change, then comes the change, positive and negative YOY, positive YOY order change, YOY order change. Rename it total orders by A. So here our 4 KPI metrics are completed. So now the next step is to build the 13 months trendline chart, and along with that we have to show the maximum value and the minimum value within the 13 months trend, right? So let's start building the trend line. First we will build for sales. Now this is for the complete 5 years, 2014 to 2018. We have to restrict it to 13 months only. So for that we have to create a calculated field. I'll name it as rolling 13 months. Use the formula date diff, month, start date will be the order date, months, end date will be the parameter, and this should be less than equal to 12, and I'll copy the same formula, paste it here, and I'll make it greater than equal to 0. Apply, OK. Just drag it to the filter pane, press 2, apply, OK. And now we can see November 2017 to November 2016. Let's show our parameter also here. So it's set to November. If I change it to October, then October to October. Yeah, we are good to go. Let's clean this. Let's give these axis a short name. Correct. Now it's time to create some calculations that will show us the maximum value and the minimum value, right? For that we have to create some calculated field, window max, for sales. So just window underscore max and sum of sales. It means whatever the maximum sum of sales in this window, it will find, it will mark that, right? Now we will calculate for window min. That will give us the minimum sales. Apply, OK. Now we have window max and the window min. Now we have to create two more final table calculations. Window max, sales, table calc, if sum of sales is equal to window max sales, then give me sum of sales. So this is self-explanatory formula. Wherever it finds the maximum sales within the window, right? So it will give the sum of sales for that particular month. So just apply, OK. And similarly we will do for window minimum. Window min, sales, table calc.
So here instead of max I will use min. Apply OK. Now these are the two calculations. Now the next step is just copy it, drag it here, and this minimum one drag it onto the axis of the window max. Right, now we can see the two dots, right? So one is for the max and the second is for the minimum. The next part is right click, compute using order date month. Similarly, right click, compute using order date month. This is the important step, right? Now the last step is make it dual axis chart. So now it is dual axis, synchronize it, right? And now let's format the visuals. Since we do not need this axis, so remove the show header. Neither we need this, remove this show header. Ignore this indicator. Now let's change the color coding for this. So for max I will use green color, and for min I will use red color. OK. And for the sales I will use gray color. Apply OK. So let me make it little more transparent. Bit darker. Yeah, now it's good. Now increase the size of these measure values, which is max and the min. Increase the dot size so that these can be visible. Now the final step is tooltip. So month, sales, and measure name. Okay, let's rename these. Edit alias. So this will be max sales. Okay, and this will be min sales. Okay, now see, min is sales and this is max sales. So we are good. So if I change my parameter, so this will get dynamically changed. Right, these dots are getting dynamically changed. Let's keep it to December itself. One more thing, remove these boxes. Remove this header. Give it a title, sales trend. Correct. Now the next trend will be our profit trend. Duplicate it, rename it, and repeat all the calculations. So first window max sales, duplicate it, rename it, window max profit, and here it will be sum of profit. Apply OK. Window min sales, duplicate it, edit it, now the table calc, duplicate it, edit it. This will be for profit. Easy. The next step will be for window min, table calc, apply OK. Now just drag and drop. So window max profit. Okay, so first get the profit, drag it onto here. Now window max, not window max profit table calculation, and window min profit table calculation. Compute using order date month, compute using order date month. This is fine. Let's change the shade to this. Okay, okay. I want to see where is this minimum, those minimum thing. Synchronize access is okay, row header is okay, synchronize access is okay, role access, here is only the maximum one, where is the minimum profit? So is there something wrong with our table calculations? Hello, hello. Okay, so here we are only seeing the max, but we are not seeing the min. That means something is wrong with our calculation. Let's see window min profit edit. Oh, this is the problem. This should be min. Apply. Okay, now we can see the minimum. So let's do this as dual axis, synchronize it, and format it. Just remove the show header. Yeah, it's good. Some profit. Let's rename these. Max profit, and this will be minimum profit. Right, or let's keep this as gray. This color shading is not up to mark, so let's make it as now. I think it's good, right? Okay, so tooltip is okay. This minimum profit, this is maximum profit. Let's format the values. Currency as United States, and make it to 0 decimal place. Perfect. Yeah, now we're good. So this way our profit trend is also complete. Let's change the color for this also. Right, now we are good. The next will be profit percentage trend. Profit percentage. For profit percentage, we have to create the same calculations. So just duplicate it, edit it, window max profit percentage. So here will be the formula sum of profit divided by sum of sales, that will be the profit percentage. Apply OK, and for the minimum, same thing, window min, sum of profit divided by sum of sales. This is fine. Apply OK. Now table calc, duplicate it, edit it. So here sum of profit divided by sum of sales, if equal to max profit percentage, then give us this same thing. For max profit percentage, table calc. Duplicate it. For minimum, window min, window min, profit percentage. Now just drag these, Windows max profit percentage onto here, Windows min profit percentage onto here, compute using order date months, compute using order date months, and we have to calculate profit percentage, which is nothing but sum of profit divided by sum of sales. Simple. Okay, profit percentage already exists. Let's cancel this. Profit percentage, oh here it is. It is having the same formula. Okay, so just data type is okay. Just drag it here, change the color coding, change the tooltip, right? Now rename these max profit percentage, min profit percentage. These are some repetitive steps, but once you understand it, these are easy to go. Now you see it is showing 0 because of formatting. You have to change it as percentage, 1 decimal place. Now it will show us the true value. Okay, we are good. So remove these. So our profit percentage is also complete. The next and the last will be our orders trend. Correct. So for that, again let's duplicate this thing, edit max order quantity, so it will be sum of quantity, and similarly window
min order quantity. Now the table calc, duplicate it, edit it, order table calc, of quantity is equal to window min order quantity, then give me sum of quantity and end. Duplicate it, edit it, change it to max, perfect. Now window max order quantity here, window min, where is window min order quantity here, and simply quantity here, right? Change the color. Okay. Full tip. Order quantity. Max order quantity. Min order quantity. Okay, just format it. Will be only numbers in 0 decimal. Okay, we are good. So this way our all 4 trends are complete. So this is our order trend. Now if I go back to my original report, the next is we have to create the overview by region chart, which will show us the regions and the sales and their month over month change and the profit margin. And the positive profit margin should be in green color and the negative ones are into the red color. Okay, so let's build it. Let's go to region, drag it to rows. But before that, I want to show you one more thing. So these sales, as you are seeing as of now, these are populated based on the parameter which is known as select measure. So if I select here profit, so this will change to profit. Right now it's profit here, and if I select orders, so it will show me orders, right? So simply we cannot drag and drop sales into our this. We have to create this measure and the calculated fields which would drive this parameterized measure, right? So this is the thing which I want to tell you. Now let's create a parameter first. Select measure, value 1 sales, value 2 profit, value 3 orders,
right? Okay, so now here is our parameter. Now we have to create some calculated fields to drive this parameter, just named as selected measure underscore sales. So I'll use case formula, case select measure, which is our parameter, when 1, which is our first value, which was sales, then give me sum of current month sales. When 2, then give me sum of current month profit, because second was our profit into the parameter. And when 3rd, then give me orders, sum of current month orders. Make sure you remember the sequence, right? So apply OK. So now I just drop these here. Now I select sales, so it will show me the sales. If I select profit, it will show me the profit. We are good till here. Now we have to write 2 more calculated fields for the prefix and the suffix. So prefix will be the dollar value and suffix will be the numbers, NOS. When someone select the orders here, so this will show 364 NOS, means numbers. So for that I'll use the calculated field as, or I will not create a new one, I will just duplicate the existing one. Edit. So it will be the prefix. So our, in case of sales, it will be dollars. In case of profit, again it will be dollar. And in terms of orders, prefix will be nothing, just blank, right? Similarly, just duplicate it. Now we will create for suffix. So suffix for sales, it will be nothing. For profit, it will be nothing. But for orders, it will be numbers, NOS. So just apply OK. Now just drag these onto the text. Click onto the text. Okay. Now you see, for sales dollars, for profit dollars, and for orders numbers. So we are good. Make sure that it will be 0 decimal place. So this is done. Now the indicator, MOM indicator, right? So for that we have to use the same thing. So just duplicate the selected measure, edit it. So selected measure MOM change. So when in terms of sales, so it will show me the MOM sales change. When it will be profit, it will show me the MOM profit change. And in terms of orders, it will show me the order change. Simple. So this is my MOM change for selected measure, and default property will be its percentage, 1 decimal place. And now the last will be the indicator, up and the down, right? So we do have our indicator here, right? So I'll just duplicate this thing and edit it. Selected measure underscore negative indicator. So when or let's try one more way. Just delete it. Just duplicate this MOM change, edit it. So make it for positive indicator. So when 1, which is sales, so it will give me positive MOM sales change. For profit, it will give me positive MOM profit change, and for orders it will give me positive MOM profit change. Good, right? So apply it. Okay. Now similarly duplicate it and create for the negative indicators. Negative indicators. Just replace this with negative. So now all these formulas are linked with each other, right? MOM positive indicator, negative indicator. Drag on to the text. So like this, the positive will be green and the negative will be red, and this will be bold and this will be bold. Apply OK. So now you see we do have this thing. So simply do one thing, just replicate this. I just change the axis, so this will just change the swap rows and the columns and make it the entire view, and format it, align it to the center, right? Versus previous month, this versus and previous month will be black. Apply OK. Now one more thing, selected measure MOM change, selected measure negative indicator and positive indicator. Okay, something is wrong here. It is showing for west both the indicators up and down, which shouldn't be correct. So edit these for negative sales. Oh, you see the third one will be the order, negative MOM orders change. Apply OK. Check this one also, order change. Now we are good. Let's check these also. Okay, we have done any mistakes. This will be the profit change, the third one will be the order change. So now it's fine, I think. Now it's showing me the sales. Now profit, and now orders. Good. So let's give this name. So this will be the selected measure parameter. Okay, not on the tooltip but on the text. Control X, Control V. Oops, sorry, not here. The top. Right. Now if I select sales, it will sales. I select profit, it will show profit. So now the next thing will be to incorporate the profit percentage here, and that too, if the profit percentage is negative, it should be shown in red color, and if it's positive, then it should be shown in green color. But before that, I am seeing some quality issue here. In the central region, I am seeing both the indicators at the same time. That shouldn't be possible. So if I see sales, it's fine. If I see order, it's fine, but when I go to profit, it's issue. So such kind of issue you will face in your project also, the production project. So you should know, if you face such kind of issues, then how you can do the quality check and can rectify them. So let's try to find out why we are seeing the two indicators at the same time. So it means there is wrong with the positive indicator and the negative indicator calculation. So if I go to selected measure, negative indicator, and I see for 1 it's sales change, for 2 it's negative profit change, for 3 it's negative order change, it's fine. For positive one, I see the positive sales change, positive profit change, positive order change. This is also fine. Now there must be some problem in the internal positive profit change calculation. So let's try to find out that. If I see negative profit change less than 0, then down arrow, it's fine. Now let's see the positive profit change. See, in the profit I have mentioned sales, which is wrong. So it should be profit. Profit change greater than equal to 0, right? Apply. Okay, so now we are good. The sales, in the profit, and in the orders, we are good. Now let's come to our profit margin. So here is our profit margin. So we have to create calculation. Just write positive profit margin. So if this is greater than 0, then 1, else 0, and the second is I'm using profit margin. It is same as profit percentage, so it's just the naming convention, whatever you want to give. Now negative profit margin less than 0. Or hold on, in these calculations let's not put 1 and 0. If it is greater than 0, then give me the profit margin, right? And just give this as end. But in that case it will be okay. Let's use our earlier method only, 1 and 0. Let's see what will happen. Right now I just put negative profit margin here, so it will show me 0 and 1, which is wrong. Okay, so let's do one thing. For negative, if this is less than 0, then give me profit percentage, right? Let's try to look this, what's this is showing me. So now it's negative profit margin, and the same okay, and added the positive one also. If it is greater than 0, then only give me the profit percentage. Okay, I just replace 1 and 0 with the actual profit percentage value. So in the profit percentage margin, if my profit percentage is greater than 0, then only give me the profit percentage, and in the negative one, vice versa. And I just drag both these fields to the text pane. Now let's do the number formatting. So these are the percentage, 1 decimal place. This is also percentage, 1 decimal place. Great, 7.9, 13. Okay, now just go to the text. For negative, highlight it in red color, and for positive, highlight it in green color. As simple as that. Let's make them bold, and let's bring them in a single line and mention here profit percentage. And this one should be okay, this should look good. Profit percentage, yeah. So since it is positive, so I am getting it in green color. Okay, now let's drag our date parameter, show parameter, and let's see in November what's happening. Okay, now why is it not changing? Okay, is it not changing because we have not taken the current month profit margin, right? You see, we have just taken the profit percentage, but it should be the current month profit percentage. So we need to see if we have calculated that current month profit percentage. Yeah, we do have this. So we have to use this calculation, then only this parameter will work. right? Because we have used this parameter in the current month stuff only. Okay, now let's go back to our positive or let's say profit margin. To edit, it should be current month profit percentage, then it will give me, oops, Control C, Control V, apply OK, and here also Control V, Control V. Now we are good. Now you see, for central region the profit percentage is negative, hence it's in red color. So we are good till here. So let's modify the tooltip. Remove this, remove these. So now select measure, and just copy the prefix and paste here, and then selected measure sales. It is selected measure sales. Okay, okay, let's copy it and paste here. Let's copy it and paste here. Then comes the profit margin. So now profit percentage, negative and positive, let's put these in the same line. Then the indicators, so indicators will be here, then the negative indicator will be here, but before the indicator we have to mention the MOM change, negative, positive. Here will be our MOM change, and the positive one will be green, the negative one will be red, and then positive profit margin, negative profit margin is fine. And then the selected parameter, have we used that? Okay, we have used that already. Just remove these. Region, selected parameter should be in gray. Okay, so okay, so let's do one more thing, the tooltip. Let's use this MOM change after the indicators. That will just look good. Versus previous month, which shouldn't be in bold. So you can just do the formatting based on your style, right? So now we are good. Sales 24% higher than the previous month. Profit margin is minus 6.6. Now just for the positive do it green, for the negative do it red, the same thing. So now we can see southwest, our tooltip is perfectly fine. The last thing is, let's try to incorporate region also here. So okay, so let's say just drag this region onto text, and now go to text and just Control X and paste it here on the top, align it to center, make it black and bold and a little bit bigger, apply Okay, right? So now here we can see the region, and just hide these headers since we do not need it anyway. Give the name overview by region, right? So we are good till now. Just check the parameters if working. Fine. Okay, let's move ahead. Now the next thing is that we have to do is we have to build these three: sales by segment, sales by ship mode, sales by category, right? So okay, let's start by doing one, and also we have to build this dual kind of chart, which is having a bar chart and this Gantt chart lines. So these lines are nothing but the previous month value, and the shading, if it's blue, if it's red, it's poorer than the previous month. If it's blue, it's good than the previous month, right? Okay, let's go back, make a new sheet. Okay, first one is by segment. Drag segment in the row, and current month, and this is also based on the selected measure parameter. So we just have to drag the selected measure sales, and let's rename this here. It shouldn't be selected measure sales, it should be just selected measure, right? Because it's having sales, profit and order. See. So now I have selected measure here, make it a bar chart, right? Now for shading, what we have to do before shading, let's make a dual axis. So we have to create the selected measure for the previous month also, because that lines are showing the previous month value. So just change it to the previous month, previous month, right? And just name it previous month, selected measure previous month. Apply OK, and this one let's name it selected measure current month. Now selected measure previous month, bring it here, make it just like this. These are the Gantt bars, right? And now make it a dual axis, change it, the first one to bars and second one to row, and let's synchronize the axis. Perfect. Now if it is greater than the previous month, it should blue, and if the current month value is less than the previous month, it should be somehow red color, right? So for that we have to create a calculation field, which we call it as a differentiator that will differentiate, right? So select, let's do one thing. Yeah, okay, selected measure differentiator. Let's do if selected measure current month is greater than 0, is greater than is greater than the selected measure previous month. Then positive, else if, just copy this line, if this is less than, then negative, else same, and end. Right? Apply. Okay. Now this selected measure differentiator, drag it onto the color shelf. Now you can see. Now what we have to do is change the colors. So for this, I'll use the same colors that I used in my existing dashboard. So for negative, I'll just check for the hex codes. For red, it's this. Copy. Go back for negative. Paste. Okay. And for positive 1, it should be this one. Paste. Okay. So it's now darker. So let's make these light. Apply. Make it more light. Okay. Apply. Yeah, now it seems right. Now it's fine. Little bit. Give it here. Also here. Apply. Now the next is these parts. So these should be something like gray. So I'll just use Seattle gray. This gray color. Okay. Apply. Okay. Now I think we are good. The next thing is I have to see this value also, and this value should be, let's align it to the beginning and just format it to the standard currency, which is USD with 0 decimal place. But it shouldn't be, because this is selected measure, right? So just undo this and go back. We will use our prefix suffix, right? So let's drag these prefix suffix. Now it's fine. And this is now let's modify the tooltip. Segment is this. Acha. One more thing we have to do, we have to see the indicators. Indicators are very important. It's just add additional value to your report. So just add the negative and the positive indicator and the MOM change. So these indicators shouldn't be here in the text. These indicators should be on the tooltip. So just drag these on the tooltip. Just modify the tooltip now. So on the top we can see the segment. That's fine. Then the prefix and suffix will be in the same line, and in between them we have to see the measure. Then the differentiator we do not need at this point, and this is nothing but the selected measure. If it's sales, then it will show me sales, profit then profit, order then order. Then comes the indicators. So first use this, then use this, then at last use this versus previous month. Remove all these things. Okay, so now positive indicator green, negative indicator red. Okay, now we are good. And okay, so now rename this. Not rename, just modify the tooltip for this also. So previous month value, right? And for here also just add the prefix and suffix. Right? Yeah. So let's format our worksheet. Just remove these boxes. I do not like the boxes at all. Just make this clean. This is fine. This is done. Now the rows, I do not need the column rows, do not need the zero line, do not need the reference line, do not need the drop line, do not need the axis stick. Just remove this from here. It as clean as possible, right? Similarly, now this is. Now remove this hide field labels. Here let's give the name as title as select parameter, which is sales by, this is segment, right? So here overview by segment, because it will change dynamically now. So this is okay. Now the second is by ship mode. Just duplicate it, select ship mode, drag ship mode to the segment, make it entire view. So everything gets changed dynamically. We have to do nothing, right? Just we need to change this skip mode. Now the last will be by category. Duplicate it. So now here category, and edit title by category. So these three are now done. Let's save it. Okay, so the next step will be the scatter plot. So for scatter plot, just rename the sheet scatter plot. This is very important chart. Okay, so now okay, let's build a basic scatter plot by current month sales and current month profit first. Current month profit and current month sales, press CTRL and drag both at the same time, and just select this scatter plot, and let's make this based on the state. So drag states onto this. Right, now we have to make this scatter plot as dynamic, right? So for that, what we need to do is just bring the profit margin also, which is profit. Okay, negative and profit both, and it also to the level. Date, profit percentage, positive or negative, apply. Okay, or do it like this, profit margin. Okay, if it is negative, then it should be red, and if it's positive, then it should be green. Yeah, that's fine. The next thing is let's make it to the entire view. Next thing is we have to make these axis, the x-axis and the y-axis dynamic. If the business wants to see sales versus, let's say, orders, so they can see the option, right? So for that, we just have to create a parameter, so that let's name it this as x-axis, and click 1 as sales, click 2 as profit, click 3 as orders. Easy, right? Okay, so let's create a calculated field for this. X-axis selection, so case x-axis when 1, then give me current month sales, which is same as the one which we created for the selected measure, same thing. Then the current month profit, and when 3, then give me current month orders, and apply OK. Now just duplicate it, edit it, rename it, y-axis selection. So just y. Now it's showing the y-axis, there is no such parameter. No worries, just do the apply and OK, and just duplicate this parameter, edit it, and give it name as y. Keep all things same. Now go back again to y axis selection, and you can see it have taken this y axis. So now both the fields are ready. Axis selection. So now let's do one thing. So these rows are our x-axis. So just drag this. One more thing. We have to take the aggregation. Don't forget to do that, otherwise it will create problem. So aggregation is must when we using these parameters, such kind of parameters, right? Then apply OK, and in the y-axis also, x-axis is done, in the y-axis also. Let's take the summation. Apply OK. Now let's drag the x-axis here and y-axis here, and all these are in the same line because for both the parameters the same sales has been selected, right? So here we have to change to profit, right? So now it is showing us the profit, and orders it is showing us the sales versus orders, or we can see the profit versus orders also. So it's totally dynamic. Now we have to change the axis name, right? These are the axis name. So duplicate it. Let's change first for the x-axis. So x-axis selection underscore title. So for sales, the title should be sales. For profit, the title should be profit. For orders, the title should be orders. It is also simple. Apply OK. Now same thing do for the y-axis. Duplicate, edit, title. Now for this, sales, for 2, profit, for 3, orders. Now just drag okay. Now this x-axis just drag here, and this y-axis drag here. So here we can see. Now let's align them, write this like this, and make it bold Similarly, this make it bold. Let's hide. Sorry, Control Z, edit axis, remove this name. Similarly, remove this name, and now here also hide this. So we can see profit versus orders. So if I select sales, here it comes sales, and if I select here profit, here it comes profit. So my axis title are also good. Let's hide this indicator. Okay, let's format this thing. First thing first, remove the boxes, which I don't like, which actually nobody likes these boxes. The scatter plot. Always keep your worksheet as plain as you can. No extra lines, right? Now we have to create the reference line, which is the average. So I will use the orange color line, and that too just dotted like this. And for this axis also I'll use the reference line. Let's select orange color this. Okay, so now I can see average, right? Now x-axis selection and y-axis selection, we have to use the prefixes also, as you know we should use, but we will use them on title, right? Or on tooltip, right? Because here is not so much space that we label those here, so let's add them on tooltip. So okay, so just select these two, drag it to the tooltip, then the prefix and suffix, drag it on the tooltip. Indicators, do we need indicators? Let's see. Tableau public. Okay, yeah, we have to see the indicators also, right? And the profit margin. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so selected is here, prefix is here, indicators, positive and negative indicators, and then the profit percentage, current month profit. Let's use profit margin, positive and negative profit margin. Yeah. Now simply format our tooltip. First of all, we have to use the okay, state is fine. Then the x-axis title, y-axis title. Okay, so x-axis title, let's say sales, y-axis title is our profit. Now in front of x-axis we have to use the x-axis selection. Where is the selection? Yeah, here is x-axis selection. Similarly, y-axis selection. So selection is just our value. Along with that, we will use suffix and prefix. Suffix, prefix. Okay, then comes the indicators. Indicators are okay, but where is the MOM change? Okay, we will call them as well. Then comes the profit margin. Negative is red, positive is green, and positive is green, negative is red, positive is green, negative is red. So slowly it's getting into shape. Where is MOM? Okay, we haven't tracked that. So selected measure MOM change. So now this should be black versus previous month. But this MOM change should be based on the axis, right? So if it is based on the axis, because if in x-axis I have selected sales, then the MOM should show the sales month over month change, right? Okay, and if I have selected this, then it should show me this sales. Yeah. Okay, so yes, so we have to create something like this x-axis. Okay, duplicate it, edit it, x-axis MOM change. So MOM change. So in this sales MOM change, MOM sales change, here should be MOM profit change, and here should be MOM orders change, right? So this will be our x-axis MOM, and similarly create for y-axis MOM. Same thing, just we have to change here x to y, apply OK, and we have to change the indicators also. So let's change the indicators also, because they will also change based on our select measure parameter. So for x-axis, positive indicator. So here will be positive MOM sales change. Here it will be positive MOM profit change, positive MOM orders change, just copy it, duplicate it, negative indicator, negative, negative, negative. So apply OK. X-axis is done. Now for y-axis, MOM change, edit, or let's do one thing, edit, x-axis, negative indicator, duplicate it, edit it, rename it to y, rename it to y. Rest all will remain same. Negative is done. Now the same thing, the positive, edit it, y. So positive indicator. Now let's come here. So selected measure, negative indicator and positive indicator. So we have to do this. We have to remove these because our indicators are dynamic. We have to remove the selected measure also. Prefix is fine because it will be same. Now just drag these MOM change x-axis, y MOM change y-axis, positive indicator, negative indicator. Now let's try to fix our tooltip. So first prefix selection, it's fine. Now comes the indicators for x-axis. So x-axis selection positive indicator and x-axis selection negative indicator. So this negative will be red, positive will be green. Then comes the y-axis. So in y-axis, so now for y-axis negative indicator and y-axis positive indicator. So this will be positive will be green, negative will be red. Before these indicators, the MOM change for the YOY, the MOM change for the y-axis, this, and similarly before these indicators, the MOM change for the x-axis. Yeah, now I think we are good. If I okay, yeah. So only this MOM change, we just have to do the number formatting, the percentage, 1 decimal place, and this one also number formatting, percentage, 1 decimal. Now see, cool. we just have to do one more thing. This MOM indicator, let's keep it after the positive and negative indicators. Similarly here also, this MOM change thing, let's keep it after the indicators. Now it's good, now it's looking good. So profit, I can, oops, profit, let's say profit and orders. So I can see profit and orders and the profit margin. Yeah, I think it's looking good. The last thing is, if the business say they do not want to see the states, they want to see the city or any other stratification. So for that, what to do? So for that, again, like let me show you what I mean. So here, if you see the levels, right? So these levels, if the business want to say, they want to see on the city level, right? So this way. This is blank because we have selected any one of the field. So we have to unselect that and then select this thing. I'll tell you what happened. Okay, now let's go back to our dashboard. Let's minimize this. Now let's create a parameter. Name it as select level. Okay, list 1 will be state, 2 will be, let's say, city, and 3 will be the sub category. Okay, yeah, show parameter so we can see here. Now let's create a calculated field, selected level, case, our parameter name, select level, when 1, then date, right or drag, when 2, then city, when 3, then subcategory, and easy. Now selected level, just drag it here and also drag it to the label. Now see, if I select state, I can see the state. If I select city, I can see the city. And if I select subcategory, I can see the subcategory: paper, chair, copier, right? Okay, the next thing is make the title also dynamic. So let's do this. X-axis versus Y-axis by select level, make it bold, apply. Okay, now see, by state, by city, by subcategory, sales versus orders, I select profit, sales versus profit, right? Now let's not make it bold. Okay, let's do like this. Okay, so our scatter plot is done. So I hope that you got the fair idea how to build such kind of scatter plots. Okay, scatter plot is done. So now the last thing is let's build the table, the customer table. So for customer table, let's drag the customer name, add all the members. Let's see the state. Let's pull the city. Let's pull the subcategory. Now let's pull sales, the current month sales, the profit, the current month profit, and profit margin, which is profit percentage. So let's do this, positive and negative both. Oh, sorry, we have to drag this one by one. Negative profit, or let's drag this here, because here are our measure values, and the profit positive, but these two will be in different zone. Let's remove this, just bring profit percentage, simple. Yeah, okay. So now let's edit alias, profit, and this as this one as sales, and this profit percentage should be the current month profit percentage. Sorry, yeah. So now this profit percentage. Okay, now first will be our sales, second will be our profit, then will be our profit percentage. Now just sort them based on the ascending order and use nested, because we have multiple dimensions here. So use nested. The field name is current month sales, ascending. Okay, and we have to do the same with all the dimensions and use nested. Sales, current month sales. Similarly for city, sort, nested, sales, and then subcategory last, nested, sales, current month sales. Right, now let's drag this here, do the editing. Positive will be our green color, and negative will be our red color, and step size will be only 2, and the center will be 0. That's fine. Yeah, so you see, whichever is having the negative profit margin is highlighted in red color, and rest are all in green color, right? Yeah, so give it name, customer details, okay, subcategory P is fine, custom. Okay, yeah, so this is one. The second is on hover we have to see the complete order details, right? Like this. If I over here on any of the value, so I will see this kind of thing, right? So let's do that. That will be our final step. I'll duplicate this sheet. Customer details, let's name it as full. So give name order details, or whatever name you want to give. Apply OK. So now here I have to show rest of the things also. Those are discount. So for discount we have to create a calculated field, the current month discount. So just duplicate this, edit this, and discount, apply OK. So the number formatting will be this. Okay, now just sales discount, and also current month orders, current month, right here. Here will be current month orders. So edit alias. So order quantity, sales, then what is this? Okay, discount. Yeah, order, sales, discount. Just make sure our it is based on this, right? So sales, the current month sales, do the number formatting, currency as United States, 0 decimal place. Yeah, now it's fine. Last thing is align these to, I think, center. Now it's good. So this is the complete order details. Date, city, order ID is left. Where is the order ID? So order ID, yeah, just drag order ID here, all the members. So just sort it same nested way by sales, which is current month sales. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, and last thing is, let's last thing is the product, which is the product name, right? Add all members. So this is the product name, which is sometimes required by the business to see which product. So let's sort this. Nested sales. Yeah, it's also done. Just remove this tooltip. We will not want tooltip here. So this is the order detail. Now we have to add this to our this one. The customer details. So for that,
let's remove these. Just give the city name, not city, customer name, date, subcategory, profit percentage, right here order details, and insert the sheet. Customer details full, right? So now the width will be the maximum, which is, let's keep it around 500. Height will be 400. Select OK. Now see, we can see this. So first of all, first come first, use the fixed height. Not fixed width. Yeah, I think width is fine, right? Now in the tool tip, just use it as 700 and this as 500. We have to create more space, just do it as 900. Yeah, now it's perfectly fine. See, we are seeing all the details. One thing here, on here, edit color, okay, yeah, we're fine. Profit percentage also we are seeing. Yeah, we are seeing it perfectly. Okay. The next thing is the final part is build a dashboard. So to build the dashboard, just press this button, give this name, anything what you want to give, regional sales dashboard. Now range automatic and then make it fixed. Yeah, so the next step will be use the floating on the initial basis, because we have to drag many objects horizontal and vertical and the sheets. So first of all, drag this horizontal, then use the current month sales, press shift and bring sales onto this top. After that, along for this, bring the sales trend also here, since it is horizontal object, so it will automatically use this. Now select full and give it a layout. Just hide this title, we do not need this title. Hide this title, this. So now this is total sales and this is showing the sales, so we are good in this.
let's remove this thing and make this as a floating object, and this, let's cancel this. Okay, so here till here it's fine. The next will be same thing, bring out horizontal object, current month profit, and the profit trend, hide the title, like this. Let's remove this and remove this, leave this on the top. The next is again one more horizontal, and this one will be for the profit percentage. Then the profit percentage trend, then last will be our for orders, current month orders, and the orders trend, hide title, hide title. Oh, let's remove the show header. Now keep this in the bordering. Now these are the four KPIs and the trends which are nicely populated here. Now to bring all together in one horizontal object, just drag it like this, stretch it, increase the size of this object. So now select this particular horizontal and bring it here. Then select this horizontal container and then press shift and bring it here. Then similarly bring the third one, container, press shift and drag it here. Finally the fourth one, horizontal container, press shift and drag it here. Now we have all the fours, right? Oh, it's, see, so this object horizontal container is these two are outside this container, so no worries. What we will do is oh, you see what's the problem? Let's go back, just do undo, right? Yeah, now this complete container,
should have this one as, yeah, in the extreme. Now if I select, yeah, now it's showing both the KPIs. Similarly, use this and press shift, and in the extreme just drop it, extreme right. Now if I select, it is full. Okay, perfect. The last one, drag it and drop it. Yeah, now it's fine. Now see, now we can see the trend, the profit, everything. Let's increase the size. Yeah, now it's fine. The now in the tiled, select tiled from here and use the blank, so it will be at full place. Now select this whole container, horizontal one, press shift and bring it down, right? This should be on the top, that's fine. Let's rename it period, make it 8. Okay, yeah, okay. The next one is overview by region. Right, so this is overview by region. The next one is, let's create floating object again and select the vertical one, because we have to drag the 3 stratifications: segment, then tip mode, and then the category. Vertical, distribute content evenly, entire view. Let's for a moment keep it as it is, right? The second one is our scatter plot. This, so for this scatter plot, and the 5th one is our customer details. This, now the let's drag this vertical container again. Let's drop this into this, and this customer details also into. Now the next part is select this whole container. And similarly select this whole container and drag here at the bottom. Oops, no, wrong. Just do undo. Come back. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will grab these and this scatter plot and this in one horizontal container, right? And then I'll put that horizontal container at the bottom, right? So let's drag one horizontal container. Now select this vertical container, put it into horizontal container. Similarly this vertical container, put into this horizontal container. Select this whole horizontal container. Yeah, now we are good. So here is the x-axis, here is the y-axis, here is the level. So we will get all these aligned. We have to make things a little bit smaller. So this let's reduce the format size to 12. This is reduce it to 8. This reduce it to 8. Apply OK. Similarly here also this should be 12, this should be 8, and these also should be 8. Then the profit, this should be 8, this should be 12, and this should be 8. The orders, this should be 8, these should be 8, and this big one should be 12. Okay, now go back to our dashboard. Now this seems fine. Select horizontal container, big one. Make this little bit more possible. Okay, this also make little bits. Okay, let's format this axis also 8. So these are the settings which every one of us used to do just to fit our dashboard, right? So these are very normal things. Okay. Right, so I'm just formatting these things. Let's do one thing. Let's increase the height of this dashboard, because otherwise scatter plot and these things won't get fixed. Yeah, now it's fine. Let's make this smaller. Make this now. Keep this border. Keep this border. Make this simple and nice, right? So let's set the width same 106 106 106. Now this one, y-axis 398, y-axis 8, y-axis 390. Now it's fine. So okay, so state subcategory sales and orders, sales and profit. We are good. On hover you can see the complete details. Okay, what comes next? So what comes next is the text. So let's give regional sales report, control A, bold, make it 14, apply, okay, bring it to center, bring the period here, up. Let's edit it and make it more bigger, make it 16. So this is the seasonal sales report. Period. Made it that big. Okay. Then comes the parameter. Select. Just bring the select measure parameter, which should be floating like this, and keep that here. Now give it a border. Now make these filter enabled. Select, then select, and at last select. Okay, so profit, we are seeing profit by segment, profit by ship mode, profit by region, orders, we can see orders, sales, we can see sales, and if I select central region, everything will get changed based on the central. I think we have built our dashboard. So here you can put your logo. Just to put the logo, you just have to drag this image thing over here and just choose from here. For instance, for me, I'll use this, apply, okay, I'll make it smaller. So, and if I change this period, everything will change accordingly. See, if I see on the big screen,
So this is our final dashboard. Isn't it cool? So this way you can build your report using dynamic measures, parameters, and that's it. Thanks for watching.